We all know how it feels when the world seems to stand against us, when every move we make is met with resistance, and when the voices around us tell us it's impossible. But let me tell you this today, what is meant for you will come, no matter how many obstacles you face, no matter how much opposition surrounds you. There is something truly powerful about understanding and embracing the concept of divine timing. It's a notion that goes beyond human logic, beyond the limitations of the clock or calendar we often use to measure our lives. Divine timing is about trusting that everything happens for a reason, at the perfect moment, even if that moment doesn't align with our personal expectations or the opinions of others. It's about faith in something greater, something beyond our immediate understanding. When we grasp this, we begin to realize that our path in life is already set, and no amount of external resistance can derail what is meant to be. At times, life can feel like a relentless race against time. We are often conditioned to think that success must come quickly, that we must achieve certain milestones by certain ages. Society tells us there is a right time for everything: getting a degree, building a career, starting a family, and if we don't hit these marks, we feel as though we've fallen behind. But in the grand design, these human-made timelines are irrelevant. What we sometimes fail to see is that there's a plan that surpasses all human schedules. Divine timing operates on a different level entirely, one that is orchestrated perfectly for our growth, well-being, and ultimate purpose. There's an immense freedom that comes with recognizing that our timing isn't always the best timing. We may think we're ready for something, whether it's a job, a relationship, or a dream we've been nurturing, but that doesn't always mean that it's the right time for that dream to manifest. The universe or God sees the bigger picture in ways we cannot. Often what we perceive as delays or obstacles are actually moments of preparation. We are being readied for something greater, something we might not yet be able to handle in its entirety. This is where faith steps in. Faith is not just believing that something will happen, it's trusting that it will happen at exactly the right time. It's a surrender, a release of control, allowing the divine to guide the process rather than forcing outcomes. When we force things before their time, we may find ourselves in situations that are not fully developed, where we are not fully equipped to handle what we thought we were ready for. But when we trust the process, we align ourselves with divine timing, and the results are far more fulfilling and lasting. Think of planting a seed. You cannot rush the growth process. You can water it, provide it with sunlight, and nurture it. But the seed will only sprout when it's ready. The same is true for our dreams and desires. Just because something hasn't materialized in the time frame we expect doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It means that it's still growing beneath the surface, preparing to emerge at the perfect moment. If you rush the process, you may dig up the seed before it has had a chance to develop into what it's meant to be. There are times when everything seems to be going against us, when our plans fall apart, when people doubt us, when doors close. These moments can be disheartening, but they are often the very moments when divine timing is at work the most. Sometimes the universe closes doors because we are not meant to walk through them just yet. Other times those doors were never meant for us at all. What we perceive as rejection is often redirection. When you feel like you're being pushed back, know that something greater is being prepared for you, something far beyond what you may have imagined. Patience, in this case, becomes a form of spiritual strength. It's easy to want things to happen immediately. We live in a world where instant gratification is the norm. Fast results, quick success, and immediate solutions are expected. But the things that are truly worthwhile, the things that have a lasting impact on our lives and the lives of others, take time. Divine timing requires us to cultivate patience, not as a passive waiting, but as an active trust. It requires us to stay committed to our dreams, continue working toward our goals, and remain open to the lessons we need to learn along the way. The beauty of divine timing is that it often surprises us. When we stop obsessing over the when and how, when we release our attachment to specific outcomes, we often find that the blessings we receive are far greater than what we originally envisioned. This doesn't mean that the journey will be easy. In fact, There will be moments when it feels like everything is going wrong, when doubt creeps in, and when the pressure to give up becomes overwhelming. But these are the moments when faith must be stronger than fear. These are the moments when we must remind ourselves that we are not walking this path alone. There is a higher power guiding us, a force greater than ourselves that knows exactly what we need and when we need it. One of the challenges we face is learning to trust divine timing even when others around us don't. People may question your decisions, criticize your choices, or try to convince you that you're on the wrong path because you haven't yet seen the results. But their opinions are based on their limited understanding of timing. They don't see what's happening behind the scenes. They don't see the foundation that's being built, the growth that's taking place within you. In those moments, it's crucial to hold on to your faith and not let the doubts of others sway you from your path. We must also learn to embrace the waiting periods as times of preparation. Just because something hasn't arrived doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Often the waiting period is where the most important growth occurs. This is when we develop the skills, the resilience, and the mindset needed to handle the next phase of our journey. It's in the waiting that we learn patience, humility, and perseverance. It's in the waiting that we are refined and strengthened so that when our moment does come, we are truly ready to receive it. And when that moment arrives, when everything aligns and what you've been working toward finally manifests, you'll realize that the wait was worth it. You'll see that every obstacle, every delay, every closed door was part of a divine plan to bring you to exactly where you need to be. You'll understand that had things happened any sooner or any differently, you might not have been ready for the blessings that were meant for you. Life presents many moments where we are challenged by external forces, by people, circumstances, and sometimes even by our own fears and doubts. When everything and everyone seems to be standing in opposition to us, it's natural to feel disheartened, to wonder if the road is too difficult to travel, and to question whether we are on the right path at all. However, the truth is, the most powerful force you possess is not found in external validation or support, but within yourself. It is your inner strength, the quiet, unshakable resilience of your spirit that has the ability to overcome any opposition. At the core of inner strength is the belief in yourself, a deep-seated faith that you are capable of navigating life's challenges. This strength is not loud or boastful. It doesn't need the approval of others to exist. It is steady, resilient, and unwavering, even in the face of adversity. When others doubt you, when circumstances seem insurmountable, your inner strength becomes the anchor that keeps you grounded and determined. One of the most important lessons we learn in life is that external opposition is inevitable. There will always be critics, naysayers, and those who don't believe in your vision. It's a natural part of pursuing anything meaningful. The world often resists change, and when you seek to move beyond the ordinary, you will likely encounter resistance. But the opposition you face is not a reflection of your worth or your potential. Rather, it is a test of your resolve. Will you allow the opinions of others or the obstacles in your path to dictate your journey? Or will you tap into your inner strength and push forward despite them? Inner strength is developed in moments of challenge. It's easy to feel strong and confident when everything is going your way, but true strength is revealed when you face difficulties. In those moments, you are forced to look inward and discover reserves of courage and resilience you didn't even know you had. When others doubt you, it's not their doubts that define you, it's how you respond to those doubts. Will you crumble under the pressure, or will you rise, knowing that your strength comes from within, not from external approval? Opposition, while uncomfortable, serves an essential purpose. It forces us to clarify what we truly want and why we are pursuing it. When the road is easy, it's tempting to coast, to become complacent. But when we are faced with opposition, we are pushed to dig deeper, to reconnect with our purpose, and to reaffirm our commitment to our goals. In this way, opposition becomes a catalyst for growth. It challenges us to rise above, to strengthen our resolve, and to trust in our own abilities. Your inner strength is rooted in self-belief. This belief is not arrogance or overconfidence. It is a quiet assurance that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. It's knowing that even if others do not understand your journey or support your vision, you can still move forward. It's trusting that your worth is not determined by outside opinions, but by the unwavering confidence you have in yourself. This belief is what fuels your inner strength and allows you to keep going when the odds are stacked against you. It's also important to remember that inner strength is not about denying fear or doubt. We all experience moments of uncertainty, but inner strength is about how we handle those moments. Instead of being paralyzed by fear, we acknowledge it, but we don't let it control us. Instead of allowing doubt to steer us off course, we remind ourselves of our purpose and press on. Inner strength doesn't mean never feeling weak, it means recognizing that even in our weakest moments, we are capable of overcoming. Think of the many great individuals throughout history who faced tremendous opposition. People like Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, and Rosa Parks did not achieve their goals because they had no opposition, they achieved them, because they had an extraordinary inner strength that allowed them to keep going despite it. They believed in their cause so deeply that no amount of resistance could deter them. Their stories remind us that true strength is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to persist in the face of it. One of the key components of inner strength is resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going even when things don't go as planned. It's understanding that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone on the path to success. When you face opposition, resilience allows you to see beyond the immediate challenge and focus on the bigger picture. It's the ability to remain calm in the storm, knowing that the storm will pass and that you have the strength to weather it. Opposition can also be a gift. It teaches you about yourself. It shows you where you are strong and where you need to grow. It pushes you to develop qualities like patience, perseverance, and adaptability. Without opposition, we would never fully understand our own potential. It's through overcoming challenges that we realize just how capable we are. Another important aspect of inner strength is self-discipline. When faced with opposition, it's easy to become discouraged or distracted. But inner strength requires that we stay focused on our goals, regardless of what is happening around us. Self-discipline is the ability to stay the course, even when it's difficult. It's the commitment to keep working toward your dream, even when others tell you it's impossible. With self-discipline, you don't rely on external motivation to keep going, you create your own. Inner strength is about trust in yourself and trust in the process. There will be times when the road is unclear, when you're not sure if you're making the right decisions. But inner strength means trusting that you are capable of finding your way. It's about trusting that every step you take, even the difficult ones, is leading you toward your ultimate goal. Trusting yourself means believing that you have the wisdom, the resilience, and the courage to navigate whatever comes your way. Persistence is one of the most powerful forces in achieving success, yet it's often underestimated or overlooked. Many people start a journey or a goal with enthusiasm, but when challenges arise, they falter, believing that perhaps the goal wasn't meant to be. However, the true test of character and ambition is not in the ease with which we begin, but in the persistence we show when the road becomes difficult. It is persistence that separates those who simply dream from those who turn their dreams into reality. The power of persistence lies in the ability to continue moving forward, regardless of obstacles, failures, or setbacks, with an unyielding belief that success will come. When we think about successful people, we often see the final product, the accolades, the recognition, the achievements, but we rarely see the long and often grueling journey that led them there. Every successful person has faced challenges, moments of doubt, and even failure. What sets them apart is their persistence. They didn't allow setbacks to stop them. Instead, they learned from them, adjusted their approach, and kept moving forward. This is the essence of persistence, the refusal to give up, no matter how many times you stumble or how long the journey takes. One of the key reasons persistence is so powerful is that it builds resilience. Every time we push through a challenge, we become stronger. Our ability to handle adversity improves, and we learn that obstacles are not the end of the road, but merely part of the journey. With each challenge overcome, we gain confidence in our ability to persist. We begin to see difficulties not as insurmountable problems, but as opportunities to grow and improve. This shift in mindset is critical. because it transforms the way we approach life. Instead of being discouraged by setbacks, we view them as necessary stepping stones on the path to success. Persistence also cultivates patience. In a world that often celebrates quick success and instant gratification, patience is a rare but essential quality. True success, the kind that lasts and has a meaningful impact, doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and perseverance. When we practice persistence, we learn to be patient with the process, understanding that growth and progress are often slow but steady. We stop rushing toward an outcome and instead focus on the daily actions that will get us closer to our goal. Patience allows us to stay the course, even when results aren't immediately visible, trusting that our efforts will eventually bear fruit. Another important aspect of persistence is the ability to embrace failure. Failure is an inevitable part of any worthwhile endeavor, but it's how we respond to failure that determines our success. Those who lack persistence view failure as a sign that they should give up, that their efforts were in vain. But those who understand the power of persistence know that failure is not the opposite of success, it is a crucial part of it. Each failure provides valuable lessons that can guide us as we move forward. Instead of being discouraged by failure, persistent individuals use it as fuel to refine their approach, improve their skills, and become better equipped to achieve their goals. Persistence also requires a deep sense of purpose. When we are clear about why we are pursuing a goal, it becomes easier to stay committed to it, even when the going gets tough. Purpose gives us the strength to push through challenges because we understand that what we are working toward is meaningful. It provides the motivation we need to keep going when others might give up. When our purpose is aligned with our persistence, we become unstoppable. No matter how many times we are knocked down, we get back up because we know that our goal is worth the effort. Another reason persistence is so powerful is that it creates momentum. In the beginning stages of any endeavor, progress may seem slow or non-existent. It's easy to become discouraged when we don't see immediate results. But persistence keeps us moving forward, even when progress is hard to measure. With each small step we take, we build momentum, and over time, that momentum compounds. What once felt like an uphill battle begins to gain traction, and we find ourselves moving forward more quickly and with greater ease. Persistence, in this way, turns small actions into significant progress. Persistence is also about adaptability. It's not just about stubbornly sticking to a plan that isn't working. Instead, it's about being willing to adjust your approach when necessary while never losing sight of the end goal. When we persist, we remain open to learning, to trying new strategies, and to evolving as needed. Persistence allows us to stay committed to the destination while being flexible in how we get there. This adaptability is crucial because it enables us to navigate the inevitable twists and turns of the journey without losing hope or momentum. One of the greatest rewards of persistence is the sense of fulfillment that comes from achieving something difficult. When we persist in the face of adversity, we gain a deep sense of satisfaction that cannot be achieved through easy or quick success. The harder the journey, the more rewarding the victory. This fulfillment is not just about reaching the goal, it's about who we become in the process. Persistence transforms us. It strengthens our character, deepens our resilience, and builds our confidence. It teaches us that we are capable of far more than we initially believed. Persistence inspires others. When people see someone who refuses to give up, even when the odds are against them, it serves as a powerful example of what is possible. Persistence is contagious. It shows others that success is not about luck or talent alone, it's about the willingness to keep going, even when the path is difficult. By demonstrating persistence, we encourage those around us to do the same, creating a ripple effect of determination and resilience. Persistence also helps us develop a long-term perspective. In the pursuit of any meaningful goal, there will be days when progress seems minimal, when setbacks occur, or when the end seems out of reach. But when we practice persistence, we begin to understand that success is not about any single day or event, it's about the cumulative effect of consistent effort over time. Persistence teaches us to focus on the bigger picture, to trust that our daily actions, no matter how small they seem, are contributing to our long-term success. This perspective allows us to stay committed, even during the tough times, because we understand that success is a marathon, not a sprint. Persistence cultivates an unwavering belief in ourselves. When we persist in the face of challenges, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of achieving our goals. Each time we push through adversity, we reinforce our belief in our own abilities. This self-belief becomes a powerful force that propels us forward, even when doubt creeps in. Persistence builds confidence, not from external validation, but from the knowledge that we have the inner strength to overcome any obstacle. Life often takes us on unexpected journeys through paths that we never anticipated, and it can sometimes feel as though everything is falling apart. Our carefully laid plans unravel, leaving us questioning where we went wrong. Yet, amidst all this uncertainty and confusion, there is a divine truth that remains constant. God's plan is unshakable. No matter how turbulent life becomes, or how much opposition we face, God's purpose for us stands firm, unwavering, and always working for our ultimate good. Trusting in this divine plan requires faith, patience, and the ability to see beyond our immediate circumstances, recognizing that everything is happening for a reason, even when it's not immediately clear. One of the greatest challenges we face is aligning our own plans and desires with God's plan. As humans, we often have our own ideas of how things should go: career aspirations, personal goals, relationships, and when life takes a different turn, we feel frustrated and disheartened. But God, in His infinite wisdom, sees the bigger picture. What we perceive as detours or setbacks are often necessary steps in the unfolding of a much larger plan. His timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with ours. It's in these moments of waiting or disappointment that we are called to trust Him fully, believing that what He has in store for us is far greater than anything we could have imagined for ourselves. God's plan is unshakable because it is grounded in love. The Bible tells us that God works all things together for the good of those who love Him, Romans 8:28. This doesn't mean that everything that happens to us will be easy or comfortable, but it does mean that even in the hardest moments, God is still in control, working everything out for our benefit. His love for us is steadfast and unchanging, and because of that, we can rest assured that no matter what happens, we are held within His purpose. When the storms of life rage, and when it feels as though everything is crumbling, God's love is the anchor that holds us steady, reminding us that His plan is still in motion. It's important to remember that God's plan for our lives doesn't always align with worldly success or the expectations of others. We live in a culture that often equates success with wealth, status, and outward achievements, but God's priorities are different. His plan for us is centered on our spiritual growth, our relationship with Him, and the fulfillment of our unique purpose. This means that sometimes His plan will take us on unexpected or difficult paths. We may face trials, losses, or challenges that seem unfair or unnecessary. But in God's economy, every experience is purposeful. Every trial is an opportunity to deepen our faith, to grow in character, and to rely more fully on Him. There is great peace in knowing that God's plan cannot be thwarted by anyone or anything. No matter how much opposition we face, whether from people, circumstances, or even our own fears and doubts, God's purpose will prevail. This is evident throughout the Bible, where we see countless examples of God's plan triumphing over seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Consider the story of Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused and imprisoned, yet God used these very circumstances to elevate him to a position of great authority in Egypt, where he ultimately saved his family and many others from famine. What others meant for harm, God used for good. Genesis 50:20. This is the power of God's unshakable plan. What looks like a setback to us is often a setup for something far greater in His divine plan. Another key aspect of God's unshakable plan is the way He uses even our mistakes and failures for His glory. As humans, we are prone to making wrong choices, to straying from the path God has set before us. But even when we veer off course, God has a way of bringing us back and using our missteps for good. He is not limited by our shortcomings or failures. In fact, he often uses our brokenness to accomplish his purpose. This is a profound reminder of his grace and mercy. No matter how far we stray, God's plan for us remains intact, and he can redeem even the worst situations for his glory and our ultimate good. Faith in God's unshakable plan requires surrender. It requires us to let go of our need for control and to trust that God is leading us exactly where we need to be, even when we don't understand it. This surrender is not passive. It's an active choice to trust God in every situation, to believe that he is at work in the midst of our circumstances. It's about releasing our grip on our own plans and desires, and instead opening our hearts to the possibility that God's plan, though different from what we envisioned, is far better. This kind of faith is not easy, but it is deeply rewarding, because it frees us from the constant anxiety and pressure of trying to figure everything out on our own. It's also important to recognize that God's plan is not just about us as individuals, it's about his greater purpose for the world. Each of us has a unique role to play in God's plan, and sometimes what we go through is not just for our benefit, but for the benefit of others. Our experiences, especially the difficult ones, often equip us to help others who are going through similar struggles. In this way, God's plan is not only personal, but communal. We are part of a larger story, a divine tapestry, where every thread, every life is intricately woven together to fulfill God's purpose. In moments of doubt, when it feels like nothing is going as planned, we can take comfort in the fact that God's plan is unshakable, because it is rooted in his sovereignty. God is in control of everything. Nothing happens outside of his will. This doesn't mean that we won't face hardships or that life will always be easy, but it does mean that nothing can derail God's purpose for our lives. He sees the end from the beginning, and he knows exactly what we need to fulfill the destiny he has set before us. Trusting in God's unshakable plan is an invitation to rest. It's an invitation to release the burden of trying to make everything happen on our own, and instead to lean into the assurance that God is already at work orchestrating everything for our good and his glory. It's a reminder that we don't have to have all the answers, because God does. His plan is perfect, and though we may not always understand it, we can trust that it is leading us toward the fulfillment of his purpose for our lives. Opposition is an inevitable part of life. Every individual at some point faces obstacles, challenges, and resistance, whether from external forces or from within. These moments of opposition may come in the form of people doubting you, circumstances not aligning with your expectations, or even your own self-doubt creeping in. While opposition often feels uncomfortable and difficult, it is a powerful teacher. In fact, some of the most important lessons we learn in life come from moments when we are pushed to the brink, when things don't go according to plan, and when it feels like the world is against us. One of the first lessons opposition teaches us is resilience. Resilience is the ability to withstand adversity and keep going, no matter what challenges arise. It's the internal strength that pushes us forward even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Opposition tests this resilience, showing us just how much we can endure. When we face difficulties, we have two choices: to give up or to push through. Each time we choose to persevere in the face of adversity, we strengthen our resilience. Over time, this builds a deep sense of inner strength and courage. It's through opposition that we realize we are capable of far more than we ever imagined. Opposition also teaches us humility. When everything is going well, it's easy to believe that we have all the answers, that we are in control, and that we are responsible for our own success. But when we face challenges, we are reminded that we are not invincible. Opposition humbles us by showing us our limitations and forcing us to recognize that we don't always have control over the outcomes. This humility is a valuable lesson because it keeps us grounded and reminds us to rely not only on our own abilities, but also on the support of others, and for many, on their faith. It is in moments of opposition that we learn to let go of our pride and embrace the fact that life is a journey filled with both highs and lows. Another crucial lesson that opposition brings is clarity. When everything is going smoothly, we may lose sight of what truly matters. We may become distracted by trivial pursuits or get caught up in the pursuit of things that are not aligned with our true purpose. Opposition forces us to refocus. It strips away the unnecessary and brings clarity to what is most important in our lives. Whether it's a personal challenge that forces us to reevaluate our relationships, a professional setback that encourages us to rethink our career path, or an internal struggle that pushes us to grow spiritually, opposition often acts as a catalyst for personal growth and transformation. In the midst of opposition, we are given the opportunity to gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our values. Perhaps one of the most profound lessons that opposition teaches is the value of perseverance. Life is not a straight path, it's filled with twists, turns, and unexpected obstacles. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well, but true perseverance is tested when we encounter setbacks. Opposition forces us to dig deep and continue moving forward, even when it feels like progress is impossible. Each time we choose to persevere, we are reminded of the importance of determination and grit. These qualities are essential for achieving long-term success and fulfillment. Without opposition, we might never develop the resilience needed to keep going when things get tough. It is through these challenges that we learn to persevere, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Opposition also teaches us empathy. When we face our own challenges, we become more aware of the struggles of others. Opposition has a way of softening our hearts and increasing our capacity for compassion. It's difficult to understand what someone else is going through until we've experienced something similar ourselves. When we face opposition, we become more sensitive to the pain and difficulties that others may be facing. This empathy helps us connect with others on a deeper level, fostering kindness, understanding, and support. Opposition reminds us that we are all human and that everyone, no matter how successful or strong they appear on the outside, faces challenges. By embracing this lesson, we can become more compassionate and supportive to those around us. Opposition teaches us patience. In a world that often values instant gratification, opposition slows us down and forces us to wait. Whether it's waiting for a resolution, for healing, or for a breakthrough, opposition teaches us that not everything happens on our timeline. Patience is not an easy lesson to learn, but it's a vital one. In moments of opposition, we often want to rush through the challenge or find a quick fix. But these experiences remind us that growth takes time. Patience allows us to endure the waiting period, trusting that in due time, things will unfold as they are meant to. This lesson is especially important in today's fast-paced world, where we often feel pressure to achieve immediate results. Opposition teaches us that some things are worth the wait, and that patience is a virtue that leads to long-lasting success. Opposition also teaches us to trust the process. Life's journey is not linear, and there will always be moments when things don't go according to plan. Opposition reminds us that even when things seem to be falling apart, there is often a greater plan at work. Whether it's a failed business venture, a personal heartbreak, or an internal battle, opposition encourages us to trust that these challenges are part of a bigger picture. This trust allows us to let go of the need for immediate answers and embrace the uncertainty of life. It's in these moments of opposition that we learn to have faith, not only in ourselves but also in the process of life itself. By trusting the process, we can find peace in the midst of challenges, knowing that everything will work out in the end. Opposition teaches us the power of hope. When we face challenges, it's easy to feel defeated and lose hope. But opposition also presents an opportunity to cultivate hope, even in the darkest moments. Hope is the belief that better days are ahead, that no matter how difficult things may seem, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Opposition challenges us to hold on to hope, even when everything seems to be falling apart. This hope fuels our perseverance and keeps us moving forward. It reminds us that no matter how tough the road may be, there is always the possibility of redemption, healing, and growth. Hope is a powerful force that can carry us through even the most difficult moments of opposition. Letting go of the need for approval from others is a liberating and empowering step towards personal freedom. Many of us grow up with an intrinsic desire to be liked, accepted, and validated by those around us. It's a natural part of being human to seek connection and affirmation from family, friends, and society. However, the need for constant approval can become a burden, creating an invisible chain that ties us to the opinions, judgments, and expectations of others. To truly live authentically and fulfill our potential, it is essential to release this need and embrace the idea that we are enough, just as we are. The first step in letting go of approval is recognizing the source of the need. From a young age, many of us are conditioned to seek validation. Whether through praise for good behavior, academic achievements, or social interactions, approval becomes a measure of our worth. As we grow older, this need for approval can become ingrained in our psyche, leading us to shape our actions, thoughts, and decisions based on what others think. We may choose careers that please our parents, pursue relationships that meet societal expectations, or even suppress our true selves to fit in. But the reality is, no matter how hard we try to seek approval from others, it's a never-ending cycle. People's opinions are ever-changing, and basing our self-worth on their validation is like chasing an illusion. One of the most significant lessons in letting go of approval is understanding that self-worth comes from within. No external validation can truly define our value. When we rely on others to tell us who we are or how we should be, we give away our power. The key to breaking free from this cycle is to build a solid foundation of self-worth that is independent of external opinions. This involves acknowledging our strengths, embracing our imperfections, and trusting in our unique journey. Self-acceptance allows us to stand tall, confident in who we are, without the constant need for others to validate us. Another powerful aspect of letting go of approval is realizing that everyone has their own perceptions, biases, and judgments. People's opinions are often shaped by their own experiences, fears, and insecurities. What one person thinks about you is more a reflection of them than it is of you. For example, someone may criticize your choices because they are projecting their own doubts and limitations. When we internalize these opinions, we allow their insecurities to become our own. By letting go of the need for approval, we free ourselves from being controlled by these external forces and can make decisions that are true to ourselves, not based on the expectations of others. Letting go of approval also empowers us to be more authentic. When we are constantly seeking validation, we tend to hide parts of ourselves that we think may not be accepted. We wear masks, suppress our true feelings, and conform to what we believe others want us to be. But this not only stifles our growth, it also creates an internal conflict. Deep down, we know we are not being true to ourselves, and this can lead to feelings of frustration, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. By releasing the need for approval, we give ourselves permission to be authentic, to show up as we are, without fear of judgment. This authenticity fosters deeper connections with others, because when we are real, we attract people who appreciate us for who we truly are, not for the image we project. In addition to authenticity, letting go of approval opens the door to greater creativity and freedom. When we stop worrying about what others think, we free up mental and emotional space to explore our passions, ideas, and dreams. Fear of judgment can stifle creativity and prevent us from taking risks or pursuing unconventional paths. However, when we let go of that fear, we unlock our full creative potential. We become willing to experiment, try new things, and follow our inner calling, even if it goes against the grain. This freedom to explore without the constraint of others' opinions leads to a richer, more fulfilling life. Letting go of approval also allows us to set healthier boundaries. People-pleasing is a common behavior for those who seek approval. We say yes when we want to say no, we overextend ourselves to avoid disappointing others, and we compromise our own needs to keep the peace. But constantly seeking approval often comes at the expense of our well-being. When we let go of the need for approval, we become more attuned to our own needs and desires. We learn to set boundaries that protect our time, energy, and emotional health. This doesn't mean we become selfish or unkind, rather. It means we prioritize our own well-being and make decisions that are aligned with our values and goals. An important realization in this journey is that not everyone will approve of or understand your choices, and that's okay. It's impossible to please everyone, and trying to do so is a losing battle. Some people will support you, others may criticize or disagree with you, and some may be indifferent. But ultimately, their opinions don't define you. What matters is that you are living in alignment with your truth, following your own path, and doing what brings you joy and fulfillment. When you let go of the need for approval, you release the pressure to be perfect in everyone's eyes and embrace the beauty of being perfectly imperfect in your own. Letting go of approval is a lifelong practice. It's not something that happens overnight, and it's natural to still care about what others think from time to time. The key is to become more aware of when you are seeking approval, and to gently remind yourself that you don't need it. Each time you make a decision based on your own inner guidance rather than external validation, you strengthen your ability to trust yourself. Over time, this trust becomes second nature, and the opinions of others lose their grip on you. You begin to realize that true freedom comes from living authentically, following your own path, and trusting that you are enough just as you are. There's an unseen force guiding everything in your life, a force that is always at work, even when it seems like nothing is happening. This force is divine timing. Every desire, every dream, every hope you have placed deep within your heart is known. But it's not simply about having the desire, it's about trusting that it will unfold in its perfect time. You may have questioned the delays, the setbacks, or the long wait. Perhaps you've wondered why things didn't happen when you expected them to. But let me tell you this, what's meant for you will come to you. Not a moment too soon, not a moment too late, but precisely when the conditions are right, when you are ready to receive it fully. Look at nature. The seed planted in the soil doesn't grow overnight. It requires time, nurturing, and patience to become the tree it is destined to be. In the same way, your dreams are like seeds planted in the universe. They need time to grow, to take root, to blossom. If you rush it, you may miss out on the fullness of the blessings that are meant to come. We live in a world where instant results are craved. But in the spiritual realm, there is no such thing as rushing. Divine timing is impeccable, flawless, and always aligned with your highest good. Trust that the universe knows the exact moment to bring your desires into your reality. Your job is not to force it, but to stay faithful, to remain aligned with your vision, and to act as if you already possess what you seek. Remember this, the path may not always be clear, but the destination is guaranteed if you trust the process. Obstacles might come, but they are not to stop you. They are simply there to refine you, to prepare you for what is already yours. Don't be disheartened by the detours. In divine timing, even delays serve a purpose. They strengthen your faith, shape your character, and help you appreciate the beauty of the fulfillment when it arrives. Instead of fighting against time, embrace it. Let go of your worries about when it will happen and focus on the truth that it will happen. Believe with all your heart that the universe is aligning everything in your favor, even if you cannot see the full picture yet. Sometimes the best things come to those who trust, wait, and prepare. When you least expect it, when your heart is open and your spirit is aligned, the doors will open. That which you have longed for will find its way to you in the most miraculous way. And when it does, you will look back and realize that every moment of waiting was part of the divine plan, a plan that was always working for your highest good. So trust the timing of your life. Release the need to control and trust that the universe is orchestrating something far greater than you can imagine. What is meant for you will not pass you by. It will come to you at the right time. Trust in divine timing. There is an invisible force, a power that orchestrates every event in your life, a force that moves with absolute precision and purpose. This power is what we call divine timing, and it operates beyond the limits of your conscious mind, beyond the constraints of human understanding. You see, everything that you desire, everything you long for, has its appointed time. It's not just about your wish, it's about the divine alignment of all things in your life that brings that wish into manifestation. But here is the truth that must sink deep into your consciousness. You must trust in divine timing. Many of us grow impatient with life. We set our desires, we visualize the outcomes, and yet, when things do not materialize according to our personal timelines, we begin to doubt. We question whether our desires are valid or whether we are worthy of receiving them. But the universe does not operate according to human schedules or the impatience of the mind. It moves with divine intelligence, with infinite wisdom, in a way that ensures everything unfolds perfectly. Trust means knowing that what you have planted will grow in its season, in its time, without needing to force or manipulate the process. But let me ask you, how often have you tried to rush things? How many times have you grown restless, pushing for results, only to find that forcing the outcome leads to frustration or worse, failure? When you plant a seed in the earth, you do not stand over it, commanding it to sprout the next day. You know that the seed requires time to develop, to push through the soil, to reach the light. Divine timing works the same way. The moment you desire something, it is already on its way to you. The universe immediately begins to rearrange itself to bring your desire into form. However, the realization of that desire may not occur when you expect it, because there are layers of preparation happening both within you and in the outer world. These layers are invisible to your physical eyes, but they are very real. They are the forces shaping your character, your understanding, your readiness to receive. The universe is never withholding from you. It is ensuring that when the moment arrives, you are fully equipped to embrace your blessing. You must trust in this process because divine timing is flawless. It never rushes, it never delays unnecessarily. Everything happens exactly when it is meant to. And when you understand this, you release the need to control or to push against time. You realize that time itself is an illusion created by the human mind, but in the grander scheme, everything is unfolding as it should. Take a moment to reflect on the seasons. The earth does not rush its rotation. The sun rises and sets at its appointed time. The tides follow their natural rhythm, and the flowers bloom only when the time is right. So why then do you believe that the timing of your life should be any different? The same divine intelligence that governs the universe is governing your life, and it knows exactly when to bring your desires to fruition. Often we cannot see the full picture. We focus so intently on the specific outcome that we forget the broader plan that is unfolding. You may think you are ready for what you've asked for, but the universe sees beyond your immediate desires. It knows when the circumstances are ideal. It sees the perfect moment for you to receive in a way that will bring you the most fulfillment. And while you may be impatient, while you may believe that you are ready, there are often unseen factors at play, people, situations, or events that need to align in order for your desire to manifest fully and completely. Trusting in divine timing requires faith, the kind of faith that does not waver even when the evidence is not yet visible. It requires a deep knowing that everything is working out for your highest good, even when it feels like nothing is happening. The delays are not rejections. They are opportunities for growth, for inner development, for deeper alignment with the source of all creation. When you embrace divine timing, you release the anxiety that comes with waiting. You rest in the assurance that what is meant for you will come to you not a moment too soon, not a moment too late, but precisely when the conditions are right. Understand this: the universe is never in a hurry. It does not operate under the pressure of deadlines or the stress of immediacy. It knows only perfection. And when you align yourself with this understanding, you become patient, calm, and centered. You no longer feel the need to rush, because you know that everything is coming together in the divine order. The very act of trusting in divine timing shifts your energy. It places you in a state of allowing rather than resisting. You are no longer fighting against the flow of life. Instead, you are flowing with it. The key is to stay connected to your vision while releasing your attachment to when and how it will manifest. Trust that the forces of the universe are at work behind the scenes, moving mountains, rearranging circumstances, and aligning the people and opportunities that will bring your vision to life. Do not lose heart if it takes time, because every moment of waiting is serving a higher purpose. It is preparing you, molding you, and refining your spirit so that when the moment of manifestation arrives, you are ready to receive it in its fullness. What's coming to you is already yours. It is written into the fabric of your existence, part of the divine blueprint that governs all creation. But just as a sculptor takes time to chisel away at the stone, revealing the masterpiece within, so too is the universe shaping the masterpiece of your life. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Know that your desires are not in vain, and they are not being delayed out of neglect. They are simply waiting for the perfect moment to emerge, when all things are aligned and when you are fully prepared to receive them. So be patient. Keep your faith alive. Hold on to your vision with unwavering belief, but let go of the urgency. Let go of the need to force things into existence. Know that divine timing is always at work, and it is working in your favor. In the perfect time, everything you desire will be delivered to you. And when that time comes, you will understand that every moment of waiting, every step of the journey, was leading you to something far greater than you could have imagined. Trust in divine timing, for it is never late and it never fails. Delays are an inevitable part of the journey to manifesting your desires. They are not signs of failure or rejection, but rather vital moments in the grand unfolding of your life. In the realm of divine timing, delays are like pauses in a symphony. creating space for the perfect notes to play in harmony. When you understand this, you begin to see delays not as obstacles but as opportunities for growth, for inner transformation, and for aligning yourself more deeply with your desires. You may have experienced times in your life where everything seemed to be moving smoothly toward your goal, only for it to be interrupted by what appeared to be a setback. Perhaps the job you wanted didn't come through, or the relationship you invested in fell apart. In these moments, it's easy to feel frustrated, disillusioned, or even defeated. But what if these delays were part of a larger design? What if, instead of pushing against them, you embraced them as essential elements in your journey? Consider this: when an artist paints a masterpiece, they don't rush the process. Every stroke of the brush is deliberate, even when it seems like nothing significant is happening on the canvas. The layers of paint must dry before the next color is added, and each pause is a necessary part of the creation. In the same way, the universe requires pauses in your life's journey to prepare you for what is to come. The delays are moments when you are being shaped, refined, and strengthened for the fulfillment of your desires. Delays provide an opportunity for self-reflection, a time to evaluate where you are in relation to your vision. Sometimes the delay is necessary because you are not yet in the right state of mind, emotion, or spirit to fully receive what you have asked for. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, knows this. It knows that rushing the process could lead to outcomes that are less than ideal. You may think you are ready, but there may be layers of resistance, doubt, or fear that need to be addressed before you can manifest what you truly desire. The delay allows for this inner work to take place. Delays also serve as powerful teachers. They teach you patience, resilience, and trust in the unseen forces at play. When things don't happen on your timetable, you are forced to confront your own impatience and surrender your need for control. You learn to let go of the false belief that you must make everything happen by sheer force of will. Instead, you begin to understand that there is a flow to life, and when you align yourself with this flow, everything comes to you with ease and grace, even if it takes time. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go according to plan, only for something better to emerge from the delay. Perhaps you missed out on an opportunity, only to discover that a far more rewarding one was waiting just around the corner. Or maybe a relationship ended, and in the space that followed, you discovered a deeper sense of self-worth and clarity about what you truly desire in a partner. These delays were not punishments or random events, they were necessary steps in your journey toward greater fulfillment. In the same way, every delay you experience on the path to manifesting your desires is preparing you for something greater. It's creating space for the right people, circumstances, and opportunities to align perfectly. The delay may feel uncomfortable, even painful at times, but it is not without purpose. It is a divine pause, a moment for you to recalibrate, to strengthen your faith, and to deepen your connection to your inner power. There is a profound lesson in learning to embrace delays rather than resist them. When you resist the delay, you create tension and frustration within yourself, which can block the very thing you are trying to manifest. But when you accept the delay as part of the process, you open yourself up to receiving insights, guidance, and even unexpected blessings that you may have missed otherwise. The delay becomes a part of the journey, not an interruption of it. In moments of delay, it's important to stay connected to your vision. Don't lose sight of what you are working toward, even if the road seems longer than you anticipated. Use the delay to reaffirm your commitment to your desires. Ask yourself, how can I grow during this time? What lessons are being presented to me? How can I better prepare myself to receive what I've asked for? When you shift your perspective in this way, the delay becomes an ally rather than an enemy. The universe operates with perfect timing. It knows when to bring things into your life, and it knows when to hold things back for your greater good. Trust that the delay is not a denial. It is simply a part of the journey that is unfolding exactly as it should. Your job is not to question the timing, but to stay aligned with your desires, to keep your faith strong, and to remain open to the lessons and growth that the delay is offering you. Delays are not wasted time. Every moment of waiting is a moment of preparation. The longer you wait, the more profound the fulfillment will be when your desire finally manifests. Think of the delay as a gestation period, like a seed buried deep in the soil. You cannot see the growth happening beneath the surface, but it is there, taking root, gaining strength, and preparing to break through the earth in its own time. And when it does, the beauty of the bloom will far exceed your expectations. So when you encounter delays on your journey, do not be disheartened. Do not allow frustration or doubt to cloud your vision. Instead, take a deep breath, trust in the process, and know that the delay is part of the divine plan. Everything you desire is already on its way to you, but it will arrive when the time is right, when you are ready, and when all the conditions are perfectly aligned. In the grand design of life, delays are simply moments of pause, moments where the universe is working behind the scenes to bring everything together for your highest good. Embrace the delay, learn from it, and trust that when the time is right, everything you've dreamed of will come into your life in ways more magnificent than you could have ever imagined. Your dreams will manifest when you are ready to receive them. This is a profound truth that transcends our usual understanding of time, effort, and expectation. We often believe that as soon as we set a goal or envision a dream, the universe should immediately deliver it to us, as if it's a mere transaction. But the universe operates on a different rhythm, one that is in sync with your inner readiness, your spiritual alignment, and your personal growth. When we talk about being ready, it goes far beyond just wanting something. Readiness is a state of being that involves your mind, heart, spirit, and actions being in perfect harmony with the vision you seek to manifest. Let's begin with this fundamental understanding. The universe always says yes. It never withholds from you the things that you desire. The moment you set a clear intention, the wheels of the universe begin to turn in your favor. But here's the key: what you desire cannot manifest until you are vibrationally aligned with it. In other words, you must become a match for the thing you wish to experience. And this alignment, this readiness, comes from within you. Often when we think we are ready, we are merely eager or impatient. We want the results, the success, the relationship, or the financial abundance, but deep down, there may be unresolved fears, limiting beliefs, or subconscious patterns that block us from fully receiving. These inner obstacles act like a dam, holding back the flow of blessings that are meant to come into our lives. The universe, in its wisdom, knows when you are truly prepared to handle and sustain the dream you have called forth. It waits patiently, allowing you the time and space to grow into the person who can not only receive but also steward the manifestation wisely. Readiness, therefore, is not just about desire, it's about becoming. You must become the version of yourself that is capable of holding what you are asking for. If you dream of success, are you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepared for the responsibilities and challenges that come with that success? If you dream of love, have you healed the parts of yourself that might sabotage a healthy relationship? If you dream of financial abundance, have you cultivated the mindset and habits that allow wealth to flow to you and through you effortlessly? These are the questions the universe poses to you in the delay, in the period of waiting. During this time, the universe is not denying your dream, it is shaping you. Every experience, every challenge, every setback is refining you, preparing you to hold your dream with grace and strength. This process may seem slow or frustrating, but it is necessary. Imagine giving a child the responsibility of running a business. No matter how much they desire it, they lack the maturity, knowledge, and experience to manage it. Similarly, you may desire something that in your current state you are not fully ready to handle. The universe knows this and offers you opportunities to grow, to learn, and to expand until you are fully aligned with the reality you seek. Readiness is also about clearing out the internal clutter that may be blocking your manifestation. Oftentimes, we carry old wounds, negative beliefs, and self-sabotaging behaviors that hinder the flow of our dreams. These are the invisible barriers that keep us from fully aligning with our desires. The universe, in its infinite patience, gives us time to confront and release these blockages. It is through this inner work, this healing, forgiving, and transforming that we become ready. The more you let go of what no longer serves you, the more space you create for what is meant for you. Think of it like preparing a garden. You may have the seeds of a beautiful flower, but if the soil is not fertile, if it is cluttered with rocks and weeds, those seeds will never grow. In the same way, your dreams are the seeds, but your inner state, your beliefs, emotions, and mindset are the soil. If you do not clear the soil of limiting beliefs and emotional baggage, your dreams cannot take root and flourish. Readiness, therefore, is about preparing your inner world to be a fertile ground for your desires to manifest. Another aspect of readiness is trust. Do you trust that the universe is working on your behalf, even when you can't see immediate results? Trusting the process is crucial to becoming ready. When you trust, you release the need to control or force outcomes. You allow the universe to bring your dream into form in its own perfect time. This trust creates a space of peace and patience within you, which is essential for alignment. When you trust, you vibrate at a higher frequency, one that matches the energy of your desires. In this state of trust, you are open to receive, and the universe can deliver. It's also important to understand that readiness does not mean perfection. You don't have to have everything figured out or be in a state of flawless mastery. Readiness means that you are in a place where you are willing to receive, where you have done the necessary inner work, and where you trust that whatever comes, you are capable of handling it. It means that you are open, aligned, and prepared to grow into the version of yourself that can fully live the dream you have envisioned. In some cases, you may think you are ready for your dream, but the universe is orchestrating events, people, and circumstances around you that need to align before your manifestation can occur. There are times when external factors must shift, and while this may appear as a delay, it is actually part of the divine timing. Your readiness is not just about you, it's about the whole universe working together to bring your dream to life in the most harmonious and complete way possible. This is why patience is such a powerful spiritual practice. It is in the waiting that you learn to trust, to refine, and to align. Every moment of delay is an opportunity for you to prepare on a deeper level, to step into greater alignment with your true self. The universe is never in a rush, and it knows exactly when you are ready. When that moment arrives, your dream will manifest effortlessly, and you will realize that the timing was perfect all along. So the next time you feel impatient or frustrated that your dream hasn't manifested yet, ask yourself, am I truly ready to receive this? Is there something within me that still needs to be healed, learned, or aligned? And then trust that if the answer is yes, the universe is giving you the gift of time to prepare. Every step of the journey, every delay, every challenge is part of your becoming. Your dream will manifest when you are ready, and when it does, you will understand that the waiting was an integral part of the process. Trust in this truth, and you will find peace in the journey toward your dreams. Obstacles refine and prepare you for the fulfillment of your desires in ways you may not fully comprehend at first. They are not roadblocks meant to hinder your progress, but rather tools that shape, mold, and strengthen you. Every obstacle is a mirror reflecting aspects of your inner world that require attention, growth, or transformation. When you encounter resistance on your path, it is an invitation to rise to a higher level of understanding and awareness. The universe is always working to prepare you for the manifestation of your dreams, and sometimes that preparation comes in the form of challenges. Imagine the process of refining a diamond. In its raw state, a diamond may seem unremarkable, hidden beneath layers of roughness. It must undergo intense pressure, cutting, and polishing before it can reveal its brilliance. In the same way, the obstacles you face are the refining tools that chip away at the rough edges of your character, beliefs, and mindset. They strip away the layers of doubt, fear, and limitation, exposing the radiant, powerful being within you. Without these challenges, you would not be prepared to handle the fullness of the life you desire. Obstacles often bring with them frustration, disappointment, or even pain. These emotions are natural responses, but they are also gateways to deeper self-awareness. When you confront an obstacle, it forces you to examine your thoughts, actions, and beliefs. Are you operating from a place of fear or trust? Are you clinging to old patterns that no longer serve you? The challenges that arise in your journey are designed to illuminate these areas, giving you the opportunity to release what holds you back and step into a more empowered version of yourself. It's important to recognize that obstacles are not punishments. They are not signs that you are on the wrong path or that your dreams are unattainable. In fact, they often indicate the opposite. The presence of obstacles can be a sign that you are moving closer to your desires, that you are on the verge of a breakthrough. The universe places these challenges in your path to ensure that when your dreams manifest, you are fully ready to receive and sustain them. Every obstacle serves a purpose, even if it's not immediately clear. There may be lessons embedded within each challenge that are essential for your growth. These lessons can take many forms: patience, resilience, forgiveness, or the ability to surrender control. When you face an obstacle, ask yourself, what is this situation trying to teach me? How can I grow through this experience? By shifting your perspective and viewing obstacles as opportunities for growth, you transform your relationship with them. They are no longer sources of frustration, but catalysts for your evolution. Obstacles also test your commitment. When you encounter difficulty, it's easy to doubt whether your dream is worth pursuing. But true desire is persistent. It does not waver in the face of adversity. The obstacles you face are a way for the universe to gauge your dedication. How deeply do you want what you say you want? Are you willing to push through discomfort and uncertainty to achieve it? These challenges build your inner strength and fortify your resolve, making you even more capable of manifesting your dreams. Another important aspect of obstacles is that they often force you to change direction or adjust your approach. Sometimes the path you are on may not be the most direct road to your goal, and an obstacle appears to guide you toward a better way. These detours may seem like setbacks at the time, but they are actually redirections that align you more closely with your purpose. The obstacle is not there to stop you, it is there to guide you to a more aligned and fulfilling version of your dream. Moreover, obstacles help you build resilience. Life will always present challenges, but it's how you respond to them that defines your journey. When you face an obstacle and choose to persevere, you cultivate a deeper sense of trust in yourself and in the universe. You realize that no challenge is too great, and that you have the inner resources to overcome anything that stands in your way. This resilience becomes a foundation for future success, allowing you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and confidence. As you move through obstacles, you also learn to let go of attachment to specific outcomes. Often we become so fixated on how we think things should unfold that we resist the natural flow of life. Obstacles teach you to surrender your expectations and trust that the universe knows the best way to bring your desires into fruition. You may not always understand why a particular challenge has appeared or how it fits into the bigger picture, but trust that it is all part of the divine plan. By releasing control, you allow the universe to work through you in ways that are far more powerful than anything you could have orchestrated on your own. One of the greatest gifts obstacles offer is the opportunity to develop a deeper relationship with yourself. When you face a challenge, you are forced to look inward, to tap into your inner strength and wisdom. Obstacles strip away the distractions of the external world and bring you back to your core essence. They remind you that everything you need to overcome adversity is already within you. The more you connect with this inner power, the more unstoppable you become. The obstacles you face are not there to block you from your dreams, but to prepare you for them. They are refining you, shaping you, and guiding you toward the highest version of yourself. When you embrace obstacles as part of the process, you unlock their hidden gifts. You begin to see that every challenge is a stepping stone, moving you closer to your ultimate destination. Instead of resisting obstacles, welcome them as opportunities for growth and transformation. They are the universe's way of ensuring that when your dreams do manifest, you are fully equipped to handle them with grace, wisdom, and strength. So the next time you encounter an obstacle, remember it is not there to stop you. It is there to refine you, to make you stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. Embrace the process, trust the journey, and know that every obstacle is a vital part of your preparation for the incredible life that awaits you. Embracing the waiting period is a profound act of trust, patience, and surrender to the natural unfolding of your desires. In the journey toward the manifestation of your dreams, the waiting period often feels like an empty space and in between, where nothing seems to be happening. But this is a misconception. The waiting period is alive with unseen activity, a sacred time where the seeds you have planted begin to take root in the invisible realms. It is a crucial part of the process, a space for preparation, refinement, and growth. To embrace the waiting period is to align yourself with the flow of the universe, understanding that divine timing is always perfect. At the core of this period is trust in the universe, trust in the process, and trust in yourself. When we desire something deeply, there is often a tendency to want immediate results, as if the fulfillment of the desire is the only thing that can bring us peace, happiness, or validation. However, the waiting period invites us to shift our focus from the future to the present, reminding us that this moment right now holds all the power. The waiting period is not a punishment or a delay. It is a gift, an opportunity to become the person who is ready to receive what you have envisioned. In the stillness of waiting, profound inner work can take place. This is a time for introspection, where you can examine your beliefs, thoughts, and emotions to ensure that they are in alignment with the life you are creating. Often we are eager to receive the results, but we may not yet be ready on a deeper level. The waiting period allows us to prepare internally, to make sure that when our desires manifest, we are fully equipped to handle them. It is a time for emotional and spiritual readiness. Imagine a farmer planting seeds in the soil. Once the seeds are sown, there is a period of waiting before the crops begin to grow. During this time, the farmer does not dig up the seeds every day to check on their progress. Instead, they trust that beneath the surface, in the darkness of the soil, the seeds are germinating and doing the necessary work to eventually break through the ground. The same is true for your dreams. Just because you cannot see immediate results does not mean nothing is happening. In fact, some of the most significant progress takes place during the waiting period. This waiting time also serves as a period for the universe to align everything in the external world to bring your desires to fruition. While you focus on your internal growth and preparation, the universe is orchestrating circumstances, bringing the right people, opportunities, and events into place. You may not see how things are moving behind the scenes, but trust that they are. The waiting period is a time for faith that the universe knows the best possible timing for your desires to manifest, and that everything is working in perfect harmony, even if you cannot yet perceive it. Patience becomes your greatest ally during this time. Patience is not passive waiting, it is an active state of trust and calm. It is the understanding that what is meant for you will not pass you by, and that the universe will deliver your desires in the most perfect way when the time is right. Patience invites you to release the need for control, to let go of timelines and rigid expectations. When you surrender to the flow of life, you allow the universe to work its magic in ways that are far greater than anything you could have planned. The waiting period also provides a valuable opportunity to detach from the outcome. Detachment does not mean giving up on your desires, rather, it means releasing the anxiety and desperation that can sometimes accompany the waiting process. When you are detached, you are no longer clinging to the need for your desires to manifest in a specific way or within a specific time frame. You trust that what is coming is for your highest good, and that it will arrive at the perfect moment. This state of detachment opens the door for the universe to surprise you with possibilities that you may not have even imagined. Embracing the waiting period also teaches you to live fully in the present moment. So often we become so fixated on the future, on the fulfillment of our dreams, that we forget to enjoy the beauty and richness of the present. But the present moment is where your power resides. It is the space where you can cultivate the energy, mindset, and emotions that will ultimately bring your desires into reality. By fully embracing the now, you align yourself with the energy of abundance and gratitude, which accelerates the manifestation process. The waiting period invites you to find joy, peace, and fulfillment in the journey itself, not just in the destination. During this time, it's important to focus on what you can control: your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Instead of fixating on the absence of what you desire, direct your energy toward personal growth and self-mastery. This is your time to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for the life you are calling in. The more you align with the energy of your desires, the more effortlessly they will flow into your reality. The waiting period is a time for you to become the vibrational match to the life you are creating. Obstacles or delays during this time should not be seen as setbacks. Instead, they are often necessary detours that are guiding you towards something even better than what you had originally envisioned. The waiting period may reveal to you areas where more growth or healing is needed. It may bring to light limiting beliefs or patterns that need to be released. This is all part of the process of preparing you for the fulfillment of your dreams. The universe is ensuring that when your desires do manifest, they will come in a way that serves your highest good. One of the greatest lessons the waiting period teaches is trust in the divine timing of your life. Everything happens at the right time, in the right way, for the right reasons. There is no need to rush or force the process. Trust that the universe's timing is always perfect, even if it doesn't align with your own. When you embrace this truth, you release the pressure and anxiety of trying to control every aspect of your journey. You relax into the flow of life, knowing that what is meant for you is on its way. In embracing the waiting period, you become an active participant in the co-creation of your reality. You are no longer a passive observer, anxiously waiting for something to happen. Instead, you are fully engaged in the process of becoming the person who is ready to receive your desires. You trust the timing, you trust the process, and you trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The waiting period is not a time of inaction. It is a time of preparation, growth, and alignment. It is a time for you to cultivate trust, patience, and surrender. It is a sacred space where the universe is working with you, not against you, to bring your dreams into reality. Embrace it fully, knowing that the waiting period is an integral part of the journey toward manifesting the life you desire. Trust in the unseen, believe in the power of divine timing, and rest in the assurance that what you seek is already making its way to you. What's meant for you will not pass you by. This is an unwavering truth that speaks to the core of faith, patience, and trust in the divine flow of life. It is a reminder that the universe, or the divine intelligence that orchestrates all things, has a plan that is far greater and more intricate than anything we could ever conceive. The opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are aligned with your true self will come to you in their perfect time, no matter how circumstances may appear at the moment. This notion dissolves the fear of missing out or losing your way, for the universe is always guiding you toward what is meant to be yours. At the heart of this truth is the idea that everything happens according to a divine timeline. You may have certain desires or dreams that seem to be taking longer to materialize than you'd like, but the timing of your life is not random. Just as seasons unfold with precision, so too do the events in your life. You are not late, you are not missing anything. What is meant for you will come when the timing is right, and no external force can prevent that from happening. This principle invites you to release the anxiety of trying to control every aspect of your life and instead trust that the universe knows exactly what you need and when you need it. Often we get caught up in the idea that we must seize every opportunity immediately, fearing that if we don't act fast enough, we will miss out. But this mindset is rooted in a lack of trust, in the belief that life is a race or a competition. The truth is that what is meant for you cannot pass you by, even if it feels like it's out of reach in the present moment. The universe does not operate on a system of scarcity or competition, it works on alignment and divine timing. When you are ready emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, the things that are meant for you will flow effortlessly into your life. The key is to align yourself with trust and surrender. I think about a river flowing toward the ocean. The water does not rush or force its way, it follows the natural course set before it. Even when the path is winding or obstructed by rocks, the water continues to flow, knowing that it will eventually reach its destination. The same is true for your life. What is meant for you will find its way to you, regardless of the obstacles or detours you may encounter along the way. These obstacles are not meant to block you, but to guide you, to ensure that you are fully prepared to receive the blessings that are on their way. It's important to recognize that what's meant for you may not always come in the form you expect. Sometimes the universe delivers what you need rather than what you think you want. There may be moments when you feel disappointed because a particular opportunity didn't work out or a door closed in your face. But these are not rejections, they are redirections. The universe is aligning you with something better, something that is more suited to your true path. When you trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by, you begin to see every setback as a setup for something greater. This principle also allows you to let go of the need for comparison. It's easy to look at others and feel that they are ahead, that they are achieving things faster or more easily than you are. But comparison is a distraction from your own path. What is meant for them is not meant for you, and what is meant for you is uniquely yours. The timing of your life is tailor-made for you, and it cannot be measured against anyone else's. When you stop comparing, you free yourself to fully embrace your own journey, trusting that your time will come, and when it does, it will be perfect. Another aspect of this truth is the idea that you do not need to chase what is meant for you. In a culture that often glorifies hustle and constant striving, it can be difficult to accept that you don't have to fight for what is yours. Of course, action is important, but it's the energy behind that action that matters. When you act from a place of fear, scarcity, or desperation, you repel the very things you desire. But when you act from a place of calm trust, knowing that what is meant for you is already making its way to you, you align yourself with the flow of life. You become a magnet for the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are destined to come your way. This doesn't mean that life will be free of challenges or that everything will always go smoothly. Challenges are a part of the journey, but they do not define the outcome. Even in the midst of difficulty, trust that what is meant for you is still on its way. The challenges you face are often the very experiences that prepare you for what's to come. They refine you, shape you, and make you stronger, so that when your desires manifest, you are ready to receive them fully. In fact, some of the greatest blessings come after the most intense struggles, and it is often in the waiting and the challenges that your deepest growth occurs. To embrace this truth is to live in a state of surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up, it means letting go of the need to control every detail. It means trusting that the universe is always working in your favor, even when it seems like things are not going according to plan. Surrender is an act of faith, an acknowledgement that there is a higher intelligence guiding your life, one that knows the perfect timing for all things. When you surrender, you release the tension, anxiety, and pressure that come from trying to force outcomes, and you open yourself to the flow of grace and ease. This mindset also allows you to cultivate patience. Patience is not passive waiting, it is an active trust in the process. It's about recognizing that there is a divine order to your life, and that rushing the process will not bring you closer to your dreams. Patience allows you to rest in the present moment, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. It frees you from the need to push or struggle, and it allows you to enjoy the journey, rather than constantly fixating on the destination. The belief that what's meant for you will not pass you by brings an immense sense of peace. It lifts the burden of trying to make things happen through sheer force of will, and instead invites you to align with the natural rhythm of life. It reassures you that nothing and no one can take away what is rightfully yours. It gives you the freedom to trust, to wait, and to know that the universe is always conspiring in your favor. When you internalize this truth, you step into a state of grace. You move through life with the quiet confidence that your path is unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see the full picture yet. You trust that the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are meant for you will arrive at the right time, in the right way, and you are prepared to receive them when they do. You are no longer driven by fear or doubt, but by a deep sense of knowing that the universe is always guiding you toward your highest good. So trust the process. Trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. Trust that the universe is always working behind the scenes, aligning everything perfectly for your highest good. And know that when the time is right, what is meant for you will come to you effortlessly, in ways that exceed your wildest expectations. As we conclude this journey into the depths of trust in divine timing, Let us carry forward the profound understanding that what is meant for you will always find its way to you, even amidst the uncertainties and delays that life presents. Embracing this truth requires us to cultivate patience, surrender, and unwavering faith in the divine intelligence that orchestrates our lives. Each moment of waiting is not a void, but a sacred space where growth and preparation occur, where we are refined to receive our blessings fully. In recognizing that delays are part of the journey, we learn to see obstacles not as hindrances, but as vital experiences that shape us into who we need to be. Our dreams will manifest when we are ready, and the universe, in its infinite wisdom, aligns everything perfectly for our highest good. The waiting period becomes an opportunity to strengthen our trust, deepen our understanding, and embrace the lessons that life has to offer. Let us remember that we are not in a race, we are in a beautifully designed dance with the universe. What is meant for us cannot be taken away, nor can it pass us by, no matter how elusive it may seem. The opportunities and blessings that align with our true selves will flow into our lives in their perfect timing, unfolding in ways that may surprise and delight us. So as we navigate through our individual journeys, let us lean into the waiting, honor the process, and trust that every step we take is leading us closer to our destined path. The universe is always working in our favor, and when we open our hearts and minds to this truth, we invite abundance, joy, and fulfillment into our lives. In this sacred dance of life, let us celebrate the promise that what is meant for us will come to us at the right time. With faith, patience, and a heart open to possibilities, we can face each day with confidence, knowing that the best is yet to come. Trust in divine timing, and watch as the universe reveals the magnificent tapestry of your life, woven with dreams, love, and endless potential. God has a plan for you, a plan so profound, so precise, that it weaves together every moment of your life into a grand tapestry of purpose. The unfolding of this plan is not something that happens outside of you, it is happening through you. Every thought, every feeling, every conviction you hold within shapes the very path you walk. There is no randomness in life. Everything you experience, whether joy or sorrow, triumph or challenge, is part of the divine order set into motion by your consciousness. God's plan is not some distant, hidden mystery. It is revealed in the very fabric of your being, waiting to be realized the moment you awaken to its power. Imagine for a moment the seed of a mighty oak tree. It contains within it the full potential of towering greatness, but it doesn't become that in an instant. It grows slowly, patiently, as it reaches toward the light. So it is with you. The potential of God's plan is already planted deep within your soul. Every experience in your life is nurturing that seed, pushing you toward your ultimate destiny. But here's the truth you must grasp: God's plan is not something you passively wait for. It is something you co-create. You are not a spectator in the unfolding of your life. You are the vessel through which divine purpose expresses itself. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you hold, and the emotions you nurture are the very tools by which you shape and direct that plan. You hold the power to align yourself with it, to quicken its unfolding, and to bring forth its manifestation in your reality. Understand this: your desires are not random whims of the mind, they are the whispers of God's will, calling you toward your highest potential. That longing you feel in your heart, that vision you hold of a better, more abundant life, is the spark of divine intent. It is God revealing to you what already exists in the unseen, waiting for you to claim it as your own. The key lies in faith. Not faith in something outside of you, but faith in the unseen reality that exists within. Trust that what you desire is already yours, that the plan is already in motion. When you dwell in this certainty, you open the floodgates of possibility. You invite the divine to manifest in your life, to make the invisible visible and the formless tangible. But this plan does not come without tests. Challenges will arise, obstacles meant to refine you, to strengthen your resolve, to deepen your faith. These trials are not signs of failure or abandonment, they are the very means by which you are prepared for the greatness ahead. Every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. Every delay is designed to strengthen your belief in the unseen reality that is already unfolding. So what must you do? You must act as if the plan is already complete. Live each day knowing that God's purpose is being fulfilled through you. Carry yourself with the confidence that everything, even the challenges, is working in your favor. Your only job is to remain aligned with the vision, to stay connected to the deeper knowing that God's plan is perfect, and that you are exactly where you need to be. The world may tell you otherwise. Circumstances may seem chaotic, uncertain, even bleak at times, but do not be deceived by appearances. The material world is but a reflection of your inner state. As you transform within, the world around you will shift to match the new reality you create. This is the essence of divine law. What you hold in consciousness, you bring into being. So be bold in your imagination. Dare to dream of the life you desire, for it is not separate from God's plan. It is the plan. The vision you hold is the divine blueprint that is meant to be brought into form through you. Do not settle for less than the greatness you are destined for. Embrace the fullness of who you are, knowing that the power that created the universe resides within you. Remember, God's plan for you is not small, and it is not limited by the constraints of time, space, or circumstance. It is vast, expansive, and infinite. And as you align yourself with it, you will see miracles unfold in ways you never thought possible. Doors will open where there were none, paths will clear that seemed impossible, and opportunities will arise that are beyond your imagination. God's plan is perfect, and it is unfolding for you right now. Trust it, live it, and know that everything you desire is already on its way. Your role is to believe, to remain steadfast, and to act as though it is already done, because in the divine order of things, it is already done. This is the mystery and the majesty of God's plan, yours to embrace, yours to live, yours to live, yours to manifest. All that is left is for you to step into it with unwavering faith, and the knowing that the power of God flows through you, guiding your every step, shaping your every outcome, and fulfilling the glorious destiny that has always been yours. The plan for your life has always existed, and it resides within you. There's nothing external that dictates your destiny. Everything you need to fulfill your purpose is already planted in your heart. This divine blueprint, hidden deep within your soul, waits for your recognition, for your understanding that it is not separate from who you are, it is who you are. The life you long to live, the experiences you seek, the fulfillment you crave, are not distant dreams or fantasies. They are the reality of God's plan, waiting to be brought to life through you. Imagine the acorn that contains within it the potential of a massive oak tree. The moment it is planted, it already holds its entire future. Similarly, the seed of your destiny has been planted within your consciousness, containing the full potential of everything you are meant to become. You may not see the full picture right away, but just like the oak tree, growth happens in stages, each step unfolding in perfect timing. There is no need to search outside yourself for meaning or direction. The answers are already within, quietly waiting for you to tap into their power. You may wonder why the path seems unclear at times, why you face moments of doubt or confusion. But the truth is, clarity doesn't come from seeking outward solutions. It comes from trusting that the divine plan is already unfolding within you, perfectly aligned with your desires and purpose. You are not separate from this plan. The thoughts you entertain and the emotions you nurture are all integral parts of this unfolding. Every time you feel an inner stirring, a sense of longing, or a desire to be something greater, that is the divine plan making itself known to you. It is urging you to align with the truth of who you are, to believe in the power you carry within. There is nothing random about your existence. Every moment, every experience is designed to bring you closer to the realization of your purpose. Even the challenges you face, the setbacks and delays, are part of the process. They are there to refine you, to help you grow into the fullness of your potential. It may not always feel like it, but the divine order is constantly at work, ensuring that every step you take is leading you toward the manifestation of the life you are destined to live. And this is the key: you are not a passive observer in this process. God's plan is not something that happens to you, it happens through you. As you open your mind to the possibilities, as you hold in consciousness the vision of your highest self, you actively participate in the unfolding of that plan. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions are the tools through which divine purpose takes form. This is why it's essential to remain aligned with your inner knowing. Trust the nudges you feel, the intuition that guides you, for these are the signals from the divine plan within you. As you cultivate a deep sense of faith in this inner truth, you create a space for the miraculous to happen. The more you trust, the more you will see how effortlessly life unfolds in perfect harmony with your desires. You must understand that God's plan is not constrained by time or circumstance. It doesn't matter what your current situation looks like. The limitations you perceive are only illusions created by doubt or fear. The truth is, your destiny is already complete in the realm of the unseen. It is waiting for you to bring it into form, to live it out fully in the physical world. And the way to do that is to remain steadfast in your belief that the plan is unfolding perfectly, even when you cannot yet see it with your eyes. Every time you feel inspired, every time you catch a glimpse of what your life could be, you are touching that divine blueprint. You are aligning yourself with the path that has always been meant for you. And as you stay in this place of faith, as you trust that the power of God is working through you, you will see the plan begin to take shape. Doors will open where there were none, opportunities will arise that seem miraculous, and the life you desire will come to fruition. The plan is not outside of you, it is within. It is who you are at the deepest level. Embrace it, live it, and know that everything is already perfectly aligned for your success. All that is required is your belief, your willingness to trust that the divine is guiding you every step of the way, and your understanding that the plan is unfolding exactly as it should. You are not merely an observer in the unfolding of God's plan for your life, you are an active participant. The divine blueprint that shapes your destiny is not something that exists outside of you, waiting to happen by chance. Instead, it is something you co-create with God every moment, through your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Your mind is the canvas upon which God's plan is painted, and you hold the brush. Every decision you make, every thought you dwell upon, contributes to the manifestation of this divine plan. Think of it this way: God provides the vision, the ultimate purpose for your life, but it is your consciousness that brings that vision into reality. The thoughts you choose to entertain and the images you hold in your mind are the tools through which this plan takes shape. Your inner world, the beliefs and assumptions you carry, becomes the foundation upon which the outer world is built. In essence, you are co-creating with the divine in every moment. This power is always present, always at work, whether you are aware of it or not. Every thought you think, whether consciously or subconsciously, is a seed planted in the soil of your life. And just as nature brings forth a harvest from the seeds we plant, so too will your life reflect the thoughts and emotions you cultivate within. This is why it's essential to be mindful of what you focus on. When you dwell on positive, expansive ideas, thoughts of abundance, love, and purpose, you align yourself with God's plan, allowing it to flow effortlessly through you. When you focus on lack, fear, or doubt, you slow down the manifestation of that plan, creating obstacles that only exist in your mind. The divine plan is perfect and limitless, but your role is to open yourself to its possibilities. The key is to live as though you are already the person you desire to be. This isn't about pretending or wishful thinking. It's about aligning your consciousness with the reality of what God's plan is already prepared for you. When you act as if the outcome is already certain, you activate the power of divine creation within you. You become a magnet for the experiences, opportunities, and resources that are part of that higher plan. This process requires faith, not in the sense of hoping that things will work out, but in the deep knowing that they already have. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between the spiritual and the physical. It is the belief that God's plan is already complete in the invisible realm, and that your role is to bring it into the visible. Every time you choose to hold fast to that belief, even when circumstances seem to suggest otherwise, you are co-creating with God. You are giving form to the formless, turning possibility into reality. But understand this, co-creating with God does not mean forcing things to happen or struggling against the flow of life. It is not about pushing or striving. Instead, it is about allowing, trusting that the divine order is always at work and that everything you need to fulfill your purpose will be provided at the right time. It is a dance between effort and surrender, between intention and faith. Your role is to set the intention, to envision the life you desire, and then to release the need to control how or when it comes to pass. In this process, challenges will arise. These are not signs that you are off course, but rather opportunities to deepen your faith and refine your co-creative abilities. Every obstacle is a test of your alignment with the divine plan. Will you continue to trust in the unseen, or will you allow fear and doubt to take over? The choice is always yours. When you choose faith, when you choose to believe in the power of God working through you, the path forward will always be revealed, no matter how impossible it may seem in the moment. The beauty of co-creating with God is that you are never alone in this process. The divine is always guiding you, always providing the inspiration and insight you need to take the next step. But it requires you to be in tune with that guidance, to listen to the whispers of your intuition, and to trust the nudges of your heart. When you follow those inner promptings, you are aligning yourself with the higher plan, and life begins to unfold in ways that are far beyond anything you could have imagined on your own. You must also remember that co-creation is not just about manifesting things for yourself. It is about fulfilling your role in the larger tapestry of life. God's plan is not limited to your personal desires. It is interconnected with the well-being of all. As you co-create with the divine, you are contributing to the greater good, helping to bring about a world that reflects the love, abundance, and harmony of God's vision. When you align with this higher purpose, you find that your personal desires are fulfilled as a natural byproduct of serving the greater whole. Co-creating with God's plan is about living in alignment with your true nature. It is about realizing that you are not separate from the divine. As you deepen your understanding of this truth, you begin to see that the power to shape your life is already within you. You are a powerful co-creator, capable of manifesting the divine plan in every aspect of your life. All that is required is your willingness to believe in that power, to trust in the process, and to take inspired action toward the fulfillment of your highest purpose. The desires that arise within you are not mere whims or random longings. They are far more profound than fleeting wishes. These desires are divine whispers, sacred messages sent from the deeper realms of your being, guiding you toward your true purpose. Each desire carries within it the seed of your destiny, a calling from the divine to step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. When you feel the pull of desire, it is not something to be dismissed or feared, but rather a sign that God is communicating directly with you, urging you to follow the path laid out before you. Desires are the language through which the divine speaks to you. They are not about superficial cravings or material wants, but rather about the unfolding of your potential, the manifestation of your highest self. Every desire that stirs your soul has its origin in a higher source. It is an invitation to explore the depths of your existence, to align yourself with the purpose that has always been within you. When you experience a true desire, a longing that feels as though it is rooted in the core of your being, you are feeling the pull of the divine plan. These whispers of desire are not accidental. They are placed in your heart for a reason, drawing you toward the life that has already been envisioned for you. You may not always understand why certain desires persist, why they seem to linger, even when the circumstances around you suggest otherwise. But that is because these desires are not bound by your current reality. They transcend the limitations of time and space, pointing toward a future that exists beyond your immediate perception. When you feel drawn to something, it is because it is already yours in the realm of the unseen. The desire is simply the signal, the divine nudge, urging you to bring it into manifestation. Often we are taught to suppress our desires, to view them as distractions or signs of selfishness, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Your desires are sacred. They are the divine's way of guiding you toward your highest potential. When you honor them, when you listen to those quiet inner whispers, you align yourself with God's plan for your life. You are not meant to ignore these callings. You are meant to embrace them, for they are the roadmap to your purpose. But understanding this requires a shift in perspective. You must learn to see your desires not as something to chase, but as something to cultivate. A desire, when it first arises, is often subtle. It is a gentle whisper rather than a loud command. It doesn't demand attention, but it persists, quietly reminding you of what you are meant to become. So your task is to nurture this desire, to allow it to grow within you, and to trust that it is leading you towards something far greater than you can imagine. This is where faith comes in. When you feel a desire, you may not always see the path ahead clearly. The how and the when may seem uncertain, but your role is not to worry about those details. Your role is to trust that the desire itself is evidence that what you seek is already yours. If you were not meant to have it, you would not desire it. The divine does not place longings in your heart without also providing the means for their fulfillment. Your desire is the beginning of the manifestation process. It is the spark that sets everything in motion. Think of it like this: when you plant a seed in the ground, you do not see the tree immediately, but you trust that the tree exists within that seed, even though it has not yet taken form. Similarly, when you feel a desire, it is like planting a seed in your consciousness. You may not see the full manifestation of it right away, but you can trust that it is already growing, already becoming, even when it is still hidden from view. Your job is to nurture that seed, to water it with belief, to feed it with positive thoughts, and to protect it from the weeds of doubt and fear. The desires that persist are those that are most aligned with your divine purpose. They are the ones that, no matter how much you try to ignore them or push them away, continue to call to you. These desires are not burdens, they are blessings. They are the guideposts along the journey of your life, showing you the way forward, even when the path seems unclear. Every time you feel a deep, persistent desire, know that it is the divine reminding you of who you are meant to be and what you are meant to do. This is not to say that every fleeting want or superficial craving is divine in nature. You must learn to distinguish between the desires that arise from your higher self and those that come from fear, insecurity, or ego. True desires, the ones that come from the divine, feel different. They do not create anxiety or a sense of lack. Instead, they inspire you, fill you with a sense of possibility, and remind you of the infinite potential that lies within you. When a desire feels expansive, when it makes you feel more connected to your purpose, that is how you know it is a divine wish-issue. These desires also have the power to lead you through challenges and uncertainties. Even when the road seems difficult, your desires will keep you moving forward. They are the fuel that powers your journey, giving you the strength to keep going, even when circumstances seem to suggest that you should give up. Trust in these desires, for they are the divine's way of leading you through the twists and turns of life, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your ultimate purpose. Your desires are not separate from God's plan, they are integral to it. They are the way in which the divine plan unfolds in your life, step by step. As you honor these desires, as you trust in their divine origin, you become a co-creator with the divine, bringing into existence the life you were always meant to live. So listen closely to those whispers. They are the voice of God, gently guiding you toward your destiny. Trust in them, follow them, and know that in doing so you are fulfilling the divine plan that has always been within you. Desires are not random thoughts or passing urges that simply arise out of nowhere. They are profound, sacred expressions of a deeper calling that originate from within the core of your being. These desires, which stir your heart and ignite your imagination, are far more significant than fleeting wishes. They are divine whispers, gentle nudges from God, guiding you toward the life you are meant to live, the purpose you are destined to fulfill. When a true desire arises within you, it is not merely about wanting something external, like material possessions or status. It is an intimate communication between your soul and the divine. It is as though God is speaking to you through the language of your heart, revealing the path you are meant to walk, the experiences you are meant to embrace, and the person you are meant to become. Desires are the divine's way of reminding you of your infinite potential and the purpose for which you were created. These desires, however, are often quiet. They do not shout or demand immediate attention. Instead, they whisper softly, gently drawing your focus inward. You might feel a subtle longing, a persistent idea that keeps returning to your mind, or a quiet but powerful pull toward a particular path. These whispers are not to be ignored. They are sacred messages from God, pointing you toward your highest good. The divine doesn't place desires in your heart arbitrarily. They are there because they are meant to be realized, to be brought into the physical world through your faith and action. It is important to understand that your desires are not separate from God's plan. They are, in fact, integral to it. You might have been conditioned to believe that desiring something for yourself is selfish or that it distracts from your spiritual journey. But nothing could be further from the truth. Desires, when aligned with your higher self, are the way God's plan unfolds through you. They are the threads of destiny woven into the fabric of your existence, drawing you closer to your true purpose. These divine whispers are the sparks that ignite your soul, awakening your inner potential and guiding you toward the life that has already been written for you in the unseen. Often these desires are subtle at first. You may feel them as a quiet yearning, a dream that lives in the background of your thoughts. But over time, as you become more attuned to your inner world, these whispers grow louder, more insistent. They persist even when you try to ignore them, reminding you that there is something greater awaiting you. This is because your desires are rooted in the very essence of who you are. They are not random or accidental. They are divine in origin, and they arise from the deepest truth of your soul. When you begin to understand your desires in this way, you see them not as distractions but as sacred guideposts. Each desire points you towards something essential, something that aligns with your higher purpose. The very fact that you feel a longing for something is a sign that it is already meant for you. The divine does not give you a desire without also providing the means to achieve it. The whisper of a desire is the signal that what you seek is already available to you, waiting for you to bring it into form. But here's where faith comes in. Desires often arise long before you see any evidence that they can be realized. You may feel drawn to a particular goal, but circumstances might seem to suggest that it's out of reach. This is where you must learn to trust the divine whispers within you. Even when the external world does not yet reflect fulfillment of your desire, you must hold fast to the knowing that it is already yours in the unseen. Your desires are not bound by the limitations of time or circumstance. They exist in a higher realm, waiting to be manifested through your faith and persistence. Desires as divine whispers also carry a responsibility. It's not enough to simply wish for something and then passively wait for it to appear. These whispers call you to action, to align your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors with the vision that has been planted in your heart. It is your role to nurture your desires, to cultivate them with care and attention, just as you would a garden. You must tend to them with faith, trust, and unwavering belief, knowing that they are the seeds of your future reality. This process requires inner work. Desires often challenge you to grow beyond your current limitations, to expand your sense of what is possible. They ask you to let go of fear, doubt, and self-limiting beliefs. When you feel the pull of a desire, it is not just an invitation to receive something external, it is a call to evolve, to step into a higher version of yourself. In this way, desires serve as catalysts for your personal and spiritual growth. They push you to trust in the unseen, to believe in possibilities that transcend your current circumstances, and to align more fully with the divine power that resides within you. When you embrace your desires as divine whispers, you step into a co-creative partnership with God. You recognize that these longings are not random but are, in fact, aligned with a higher plan for your life. Each desire carries within it the potential for fulfillment, but it requires your participation. The divine will guide you, but you must be willing to listen to those whispers, to follow where they lead, even when the path ahead is unclear. In moments of doubt, when you feel that your desires are too big or too impossible, remember this: if the desire has been placed in your heart, it means that you are meant to fulfill it. The divine does not place desires within you only to leave them unfulfilled. These whispers are not empty promises, they are sacred invitations to step into the fullness of your being. You are capable of manifesting the life you desire, because that desire is already aligned with God's plan for you. Ultimately, desires as divine whispers are an expression of the infinite potential that lies within you. They are a reminder that you are a co-creator with the divine, capable of shaping your reality through the power of your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. When you honor your desires, when you listen to those sacred whispers, you align yourself with the divine flow of life. You begin to move in harmony with God's plan, allowing your highest good to unfold effortlessly. Trust in the desires that arise within you. They are not distractions, they are your destiny calling. Listen closely, act boldly, and know that with each step you take, you are bringing the divine plan for your life into reality. You are walking the path that was always meant for you, guided by the quiet but powerful whispers of your soul. Faith in the unseen reality is the cornerstone of manifesting the life you desire. It is the recognition that what you cannot yet perceive with your physical senses is just as real, if not more so, than what is immediately visible before you. This faith is not a blind hope or wishful thinking. It is a deep inner knowing that there exists a higher realm where everything you seek has already been created, and that reality is simply waiting to be brought into form through your belief. When you have faith in the unseen, you are acknowledging that the physical world is not the only reality. In fact, the physical is merely a reflection of the unseen, a shadow of the higher, more vibrant realm of creation that exists beyond time and space. What you desire, whether it is love, success, health, or fulfillment, already exists in this invisible reality. The key to manifesting it in your life is to trust in its existence, even before there's any physical evidence to support it. This is the essence of faith, believing in something that cannot yet be seen with the eyes, but is deeply felt within the heart. Faith transcends logic and reason, for it is not concerned with the limitations of the current moment. It is a connection to the infinite potential that resides within you and within the universe. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the key that unlocks the door to manifestation. To have faith in the unseen reality means to trust that your desires are already on their way to you, even if the path forward is not yet clear. It is to believe that, despite what your circumstances might look like right now, the life you envision is not only possible but inevitable. Faith allows you to hold on to your vision when the world around you offers no reassurance, no sign that things are moving in the right direction. It is the inner certainty that what you seek is already yours, even if it has not yet materialized. This faith is not passive, it is an active, living force. It requires you to persist in your belief, even in the face of doubt, fear, or delay. Faith is what carries you through the moments of uncertainty, when nothing seems to be happening and you are tempted to give up. It is the power that sustains you, reminding you that the unseen world is constantly working on your behalf, orchestrating events, aligning people, and shifting circumstances in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The unseen reality operates according to its own timing, which often does not align with the deadlines and expectations you set for yourself. This is why faith is so crucial. It allows you to release the need for control and trust that everything is unfolding in divine order. When you place your faith in the unseen, you surrender the need to know how or when your desires will come to fruition. Instead, you rest in the assurance that the universe is always working in your favor, even when you cannot yet see the results. One of the greatest challenges in life is to maintain faith in the unseen when everything around you seems to suggest otherwise. The physical world often offers distractions and illusions that can cause you to doubt your inner vision. You may look at your current circumstances and feel discouraged, thinking that what you desire is too far away or too difficult to achieve. But faith calls you to look beyond appearances, to focus not on what is but on what is becoming. So when you fixate on the present reality, you anchor yourself in limitation. You become under the conditions of the moment, forgetting that they are only temporary reflections of past thoughts. And embracing challenges as part of the plan is a fundamental shift in how we perceive difficulties and obstacles in life. Often we view challenges as disruptions, things to be avoided or overcome as quickly as possible. However, when you understand that challenges are not random misfortunes but intentional parts of a divine yarn, your perspective transforms. Every challenge is a purposeful step in your journey, carefully placed by a higher intelligence to help you grow, evolve, and ultimately realize your deepest desires. Challenges are not setbacks, they are catalysts. They are the universe's way of preparing you for what you have asked for, shaping you into the person you need to become to fulfill your purpose. It's easy to think that if things aren't going smoothly, something is wrong or that you're off track. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that challenges are an essential part of the divine plan, designed to build your faith, strengthen your resolve, and deepen your understanding of yourself and your purpose. In moments of challenge, it can be difficult to see beyond the immediate discomfort or frustration. It's natural to want to resist hardship, to wish it away, and to seek the path of least resistance. Yet the very challenges you face are often the greatest opportunities for growth. They are not barriers, but bridges to your higher self. When you embrace challenges as part of the plan, you stop seeing them as enemies and start recognizing them as teachers. The divine plan for your life is not meant to be a straight, easy path. It's designed to stretch you to expand your capacity and to refine you. Each challenge is perfectly placed to reveal something within you that needs to be addressed, whether it's a limiting belief, a fear, or a hidden strength you have yet to discover. When you begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth, they lose their power to intimidate you. Instead of feeling defeated, you feel empowered, knowing that each difficulty brings with it a valuable lesson or blessing. Challenges are also a test of faith. They require you to trust in the unseen, to believe that even when things seem to be falling apart, they are actually falling into place. In the midst of a challenge, it may feel like everything is going wrong. But if you look closely, you'll see that challenges often serve to redirect you to something better than you originally imagined. What seems like a detour or delay is often the divine's way of guiding you to an outcome far greater than the one you initially sought. When you embrace challenges as part of the plan, you also begin to trust in divine timing. You recognize that the universe knows the perfect time and way for things to unfold. Challenges teach patience and perseverance. They encourage you to let go of the need to control every aspect of your life and instead surrender to the flow of the divine plan. This doesn't mean passively accepting difficulties, but rather actively engaging with them, knowing that they serve a higher purpose. Challenges can also be a reflection of the very desires you have set in motion. When you ask for something, whether it's personal growth, a new opportunity, or a shift in your life, challenges often arise as the universe's way of preparing you for that manifestation. They act as stepping stones, moving you closer to your goal by forcing you to develop the skills, resilience, and mindset required to handle what you've asked for. For example, if you desire success, you may face challenges that test your dedication and discipline. If you seek deeper relationships, you may encounter conflicts that teach you about communication, empathy, or boundaries. Each challenge aligns with the desires you hold, nudging you to become the person who can receive and maintain the blessings you seek. Moreover, challenges reveal your inner strength. Often it's not until you are pushed to your limits that you discover just how resilient and capable you truly are. Challenges strip away the surface layers of who you think you are and reveal the deeper, more powerful aspects of your being. They show you what you're made of, and in doing so, they prepare you for the next stage of your journey. When you face challenges with the understanding that they are part of a greater plan, you stop resisting and start learning. You shift from a victim mindset where life is happening to you to a co-creator mindset, where life is happening for you. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to realign with your purpose, to strengthen your faith, and to refine your vision. In the grand design of the universe, nothing is wasted. Every experience, no matter how difficult, serves a purpose. The very challenges you face today may be the foundation for your success tomorrow. They may be the building blocks of your future, giving you the wisdom and strength to handle the blessings that are coming your way. When you embrace challenges as part of the plan, you move through life with greater grace, resilience, and trust. You understand that every challenge, no matter how daunting, is a gift and essential part of your evolution toward your highest potential. Ultimately, challenges are the universe's way of helping you step into your power. They teach you that you are stronger, wiser, and more capable than you realize. Each challenge is a reminder that you are on a divine path, one that is uniquely designed for your growth and fulfillment. When you embrace this truth, you no longer fear challenges. Instead, you welcome them as sacred opportunities to align more fully with the divine plan and to manifest the life that is meant for you. Embracing challenges as part of the plan is a profound realization that life's difficulties are not roadblocks, but rather integral elements of your growth and evolution. When you shift your perspective to see challenges as purposeful and divinely orchestrated, everything changes. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or victimized by life's hardships, you begin to see them as opportunities to strengthen your character, expand your understanding, and align more deeply with the divine plan that is unfolding for you. Challenges are often misunderstood as random misfortunes or as evidence that something has gone wrong. In reality, they are the universe's way of refining you and preparing you for the very things you've been asking for. Whether you desire success, love, healing, or personal transformation, challenges serve as the crucible through which these desires are forged. They push you beyond your comfort zone, forcing you to confront the parts of yourself that are holding you back from fully realizing your potential. When you embrace challenges as part of the plan, you are acknowledging that nothing in life happens by accident. Every difficulty, every obstacle, every setback is placed on your path for a reason. These experiences are not meant to break you, but to shape you into the person you are destined to become. They reveal your hidden strengths, your resilience, and your capacity to overcome adversity. In essence, challenges are not detours, they are direct paths to your highest self. Consider the metaphor of a seed buried in the soil. From the outside, it appears that the seed is trapped in darkness, isolated and struggling to push its way through the earth. Yet this challenge is essential for its growth. The seed cannot become a mighty tree without first breaking through the soil, enduring the weight and pressure that come with its environment. Similarly, the challenges you face are the very conditions necessary for your soul's expansion. They are what cultivate the qualities, patience, perseverance, faith that you need to manifest the life you desire. When you encounter a challenge, it's natural to feel frustration, fear, or doubt. But when you recognize that the challenge is part of a larger divine plan, you can shift your mindset from resistance to acceptance. This does not mean passively accepting hardship, but rather approaching it with the understanding that it serves a higher purpose. You may not see it in the moment, but every challenge is a stepping stone to something greater. It is a lesson, a tool, or a turning point that will eventually reveal its significance in your journey. Challenges also serve as mirrors, reflecting back to you the areas of your life that need attention, healing, or change. They often highlight the beliefs, habits, or fears that are limiting your progress. For instance, if you encounter financial challenges, they may be calling you to examine your relationship with abundance and scarcity. If you face challenges in relationships, they may be urging you to develop better communication skills or to establish healthier boundaries. In this way, challenges are not punishments, they are invitations to grow, to evolve, and to align more fully with the divine plan for your life. Another critical aspect of embracing challenges is the development of faith. Challenges often come when you least expect them, disrupting your plans and creating uncertainty. In these moments, it can be tempting to give in to fear or to believe that you are off track. But it is precisely in these moments that faith becomes essential. Faith is the belief that even though you cannot yet see how things will work out, they are working out for your highest good. It is the trust that the divine plan is always unfolding perfectly, even when it appears otherwise. Faith allows you to move through challenges with grace, knowing that what lies on the other side of difficulty is a deeper understanding of yourself and your purpose. It enables you to hold on to your vision, even when the path forward is unclear. Instead of being consumed by the immediate discomfort of the challenge, you can remain anchored in the knowledge that everything is happening for your benefit. Faith transforms challenges from obstacles into opportunities, empowering you to stay focused on your desires and intentions, rather than being swayed by temporary setbacks. Challenges often contain hidden blessings. What at first seems like a difficulty or a loss can ultimately lead to something far greater than you imagined. For example, losing a job might feel like a devastating blow, but it could be the catalyst for discovering a career that is more aligned with your true purpose. A painful breakup might feel like the end of a relationship, but it could open the door to a deeper connection with yourself and eventually lead to a more fulfilling partnership. When you embrace challenges, you open yourself up to the unexpected gifts they carry. In this light, challenges are not hindrances to your growth, they are essential components of it. They are the universe's way of guiding you toward the fulfillment of your highest potential. Each challenge you face contains within it the seed of transformation, the opportunity to learn, grow, and evolve into the person you are meant to be. The very obstacles that seem to stand in your way are often the precise experiences that will propel you forward, leading you to greater clarity, wisdom, and strength. When you embrace challenges as part of the divine plan, you stop viewing life as something that happens to you and begin to see it as something that happens for you. Every experience, no matter how difficult, serves a purpose. Challenges test your resolve, strengthen your faith, and refine your vision. They push you to rise above your limitations and to step fully into your power. Instead of fearing challenges, you come to welcome them, knowing that they are integral to your growth and essential to your journey. Embracing challenges is an act of surrender, not in the sense of giving up, but in the sense of releasing the need to control every aspect of your life. It is trusting that the universe knows what it is doing, that each challenge you face is part of a greater design, and that you are always being guided toward your highest good. When you surrender to this truth, challenges lose their power to intimidate or overwhelm you. Instead, they become the means by which you are transformed, the tools that shape you into the person you are meant to become. In the grand tapestry of life, God's plan is always unfolding perfectly, precisely, and with divine intention. Every experience you encounter, every desire you hold, and every challenge you face is part of a larger design that is guiding you toward your highest potential. The whispers of your desires are divine nudges, reminding you that you are a co-creator in this magnificent journey, and your faith in the unseen reality is the very force that brings your visions to life. When you embrace challenges as part of this plan, you understand that they are not obstacles but opportunities. They are the universe's way of preparing you, refining you, and revealing the depths of your strength and resilience. Each challenge is a stepping stone, leading you closer to the fulfillment of your purpose, shaping you into the person you are meant to be. Faith in the unseen allows you to trust that, even when the path is unclear, even when difficulties arise, the divine plan is always working in your favor. You are never off course. Every detour, every delay is part of the process. You are always exactly where you need to be, learning the lessons that will bring you closer to the life you are destined to live. As you move forward, remember that you are not separate from God's plan. You are an integral part of it. Your desires are divine in origin, and your challenges are divinely orchestrated. Trust in this plan, trust in yourself, and know that everything is happening for your growth, your evolution, and your ultimate fulfillment. Embrace the journey with faith, courage, and an open heart, for you are always being guided toward your highest good.